in our life as we grow up, we are here, we are chasing money. We are chasing so much money. We are chasing the money. We're chasing the money in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. And then we forget that sometimes after all the money, you might also not get the peace of mind. And that is one of the craziest lessons that, you probably have to learn in life, that regardless of how much money you have, you can also be deprived of the ultimate peace of mind. Hi guys, my name is Efya, and I am on Decoded by Pulse. And I am here today to decode my song, Mr. High. My best quote from the song would be, loving everybody, but got to love yourself more and got to put yourself first. Mr. High was inspired by the story of Jekyll and Hyde, which would state that there's a difference in with everybody, where everybody has like a good side and a bad side. If you know the story, the doctor changes into Mr. Hyde, and Mr. Hyde changes back into Jekyll depending on what kind of mood swings that he's in. Now, I translate it in such a way where everybody has a choice of whether they want to be a good person or a bad person in life, depending on what kind of situations that you find yourself in. And especially with the industry that I'm in, it's a very, very tempting, industry. So you have a lot of choices to do either good things or like either bad things, as we can all see now with all the things that are going on in the entertainment industry. So the question is, are you going to be a Mr. Hyde or are you going to be a Jekyll, regardless of the fact that you have both of them inside you? Yes. The song is related to everybody's life, which means that I'm included, you're included, because I think that is something, it's a battle that everybody deals with. Deciding to be a good person or a bad person is a big deal. Especially when life, like, hands you a lot of opportunities, and maybe not all of them are, derived in the best way possible. Evil laugh. All the songs on the EP were recorded last year before I dropped them. It was a process of 2 years in the making, between here, London, Nigeria. The producer's a Nigerian called Louder that I admire. He's worked with a lot of big artists. He's one of Ira Star's like producers, and he works with Simi. He works with everybody on Maven, and Louder was just so amazing when we actually came together to make it. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. I think Mr. High is a very melodramatic R&B type kind of song, because of the influences of the bass and the kind of like symbols that they put inside, and also the hits that they had inside. They had some 808s, but it was like lowered a little bit so you can hear the gravity of that kind of sound inside it, but it wouldn't like overshadow all the other elements, especially the vocals that are in it. Yeah. I just love it because I feel like I was able to go into myself and be able to tell a story that I've been meaning to tell without hindering the musical process of it. Just being able to like sing about, self-love, self-care, all the things that we're supposed to be doing for ourselves, that we do for other people, inconsiderate of how they might treat us or how they have dealt with us in the past. There's a lot of people that you find yourself giving so much to that would never ever give back the same thing to you. And when you realize that, you have to either choose if you're going to be a Jekyll or a Hyde. And at that point, I think that you should definitely try and be the bad person, because if people treat you in a certain way for so long, you just have to know that at some point that they don't really care about you. And I think, Ghanaians, when we're brought up to respect so much that we don't have boundaries, especially when people are disrespecting us. So I think it was just something to tell everybody that, yeah, you know what? Let's all love and care about everybody, but when somebody is being disrespectful, you need to put them in their place. You get me? And that it's not bad to be the bad person sometimes, especially if it's in your defense. Yeah? Okay, so let's break down the song, Mr. High. We start with the intro, which says, "You have reached the Lagos mortuary. If you want to pick a body, press 1. If you want to drop a body, press 2. If you want to die, press 3." So this is a joke that we used to do when we were younger. Tosin and I used to do prank calls, and this was one of our favorite ones because we got it so on point that most of the time people actually believed us. So that was very exciting. Then we go into the first verse and it starts immediately. "Seems I'm going round and round in circles. Do you understand me? Limbo Dr. Jekyll. Fuck Dr. Hyde with all his pride. Seems I'm going round and round in circles. Do you understand me? Limbo Dr. Jekyll, fuck Dr. Hyde with all his pride." So in the beginning, our person finds themselves going round and round in circles. Now, this is when you have reached the point where you realize that you're doing the same thing over and over again, but you have not gotten different results, because that is insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again without any kind of change or addition would definitely make you insane. Now, at that point, you realize that you either have to choose if you're going to deal with Mr. Hyde or Mr. Jekyll, depending on which of these characters that you are embodying in whatever kind of situation that you are in. Because the other person, who is not the humble person, is full of pride. And because they're full of pride, they find it hard to do things like say sorry. They find it hard to do things like, oh, appreciate the people that appreciate them. So these are all the other negative characteristics of the other party, whereas the other person has the best characteristics, because we're talking about two different things or two different characters but embodied in the same person. So probably like in a situation where you find yourself with multiple character, kind of like personality disorder. I myself have like 7 of them. So ta-da. Loving everybody, got to love yourself more. Got to put yourself first, no need to relapse. Every day I'm on learning again. Loving everybody, got to love yourself more. Got to put yourself first, no need to relapse. Every day I'm on learning. Now, in the process of finding yourself to achieve this ultimate self-love, you do have to unlearn, because then you have learned some things that you have taken with you in your life to this place, that you realize that that thing that I learned, that I made part of myself so much, is not something that is benefiting me now in this timeline. So I probably would have to unlearn that thing. And I think that is a very, very big thing in life, unlearning. As much as we learn so many things that become part of who we are and what it is that we want for ourselves, it's also practical to make the effort to unlearn some of the things that we also are finding out that is not beneficial to us. And these things could have been things that used to help us before, but every timeline in your life is different to a certain pace, where you do realize that you have to change for every other person that you are becoming as you grow up, especially as you grow up. Responsibilities become different and priorities become different as you grow up. But do not feel sad or like saddened by what it is that has been before, and focus on the now. Unlearn what you have to unlearn now, and learn what you have to learn for where it is that you're going, basically. you know. Then we come back and it seems like I'm going round and round in circles again. Do you understand me? Limbo, Dr. Jekyll, fuck Dr. Hyde with all his pride. Because you want to establish the fact that in the end, if you are not the one that is making that hard decision, nobody's going to make it for you. Because loving everybody got to love yourself more and got to put yourself first. There's no need to relapse. Every day you're on learning. Then we go into the bridge. We say, you might think you're wiser or you better cause you got the dough. Money cannot buy you peace of mind. I know money is the root of evil. Don't sell your soul to the devil. You might think you're wiser or you better cause you got the dough. Money cannot buy you peace of mind. I know money is the root of evil. Forget your soul. Don't sell your soul to the devil. Now, because in our life as we grow up, we are here, we are chasing money. We are chasing so much money. We are chasing the money. We're chasing the money in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. And then we forget that sometimes after all the money, you might also not get the peace of mind. And that is one of the craziest lessons that, you probably have to learn in life, that regardless of how much money you have, you can also be deprived of the ultimate peace of mind. Now, I think that we were brought up in such a way where we felt like once you make all the money in the world, everything is going to be okay. But then you grow up and you find out that you make the money and you have big money problems, okay? So in between all of that, I think the lesson there is, as you are making the money, don't forget your soul. Don't forget to enrich your soul, by doing things that also make you see different perspectives of life, experience so many things, make the money and experience amazing things that will enrich your soul, because you don't want to have all the money and then lose your soul to the devil. Because sometimes not all the money is from the right place. Sometimes we have offers from very, very, very different situations, and you feel like this money would help me so much, but that's not the money that you're supposed to be collecting, which is why you always have to go with God as your spiritual guidance in whatever it is that you do. You realize that it's not every show that I play, because it's not all the money that's money. You feel me? But I think on that subject, it's to also enlighten yourself so that you can open your third eye. Because what we do, there's a lot of things that come into it: spiritual, physical, emotional situations. And you have to be spiritually grounded in a certain way, so that when it's the devil that is putting you in a certain kind of situation, especially with big money, you know how to deal with it. So don't sell your soul to the devil. And you might think you're wiser or you're better because you got the dough. Money cannot buy you peace of mind. I know. Money is the root of evil. Don't sell your soul to the devil. Mr. High. Hi guys, my name is Efya and I have been decoding my song Mr. High. So if you haven't heard it, please go check it out. It's out on all platforms and we're live at Paul's. Thank you. Mwah.